to the cloud. All right, we back with another podcast. Six, what's happening with you, brother?
Yeah, just trying to stay cool, my guy.
Yes,
You
sir.
know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir. Yes, sir.
Hot day in June. It's a
Yep.
hot June Sunday. So
Yep. The summer is here. Welcome to the
yeah,
summer,
man.
everybody. Yeah, from Chicago to wherever you are. Is that a Jordan shirt you got on?
Nah, it's a just a bullshit t-shirt I got from Spencer's.
Okay.
Yeah, got some shit.
I like that cap though. I got to get me more of those, and then that original
Yeah,
socks cap.
yeah. Yeah, man. I just trying to enjoy this weather and be a little bit more productive while I got some free time on my off days.
Hmm.
Shit like that. Adapting to life and all its ups and downs.
Yeah, me
Everything
too.
go
Me too. Trying to do the same thing. I have been kind of lazy on looking for a new place, but I do need to move. Um,
yeah.
yeah, I need to
What
get,
you got in mind?
man, either somewhere down south as far as completely moving or somewhere in the area or somewhere up north or something like that. You know, just
Yeah.
relocating, new scenery, fresh new scenery, but I haven't been in the most enthusiastic mood to do it. So, my effort hasn't been totally into it as well.
I
But I
get it.
definitely would like
Move
to move, man.
fucking
Moving,
job though, man.
it is. And that's the thing that keeps popping up in my mind is the actual moving part, putting everything in boxes, wrapping up all my glass and everything, all the things that I want to take, making sure I have someone come in and take these couches and throw them out back or whatever and get something new. Um, I need a new uh what you call the case for the bed for my bed, my mattresses and everything. I don't know where that I think I threw the other ones out or whatever, but all that stuff, man. All
Yeah.
that stuff. And that's a headache in itself if you know what it's like to move, then you know that's a headache in it all in its own. So that's a headache altogether. But I do want to move. I do want to move. Looking for new opportunity to advance myself as far as career wise or just from to another gig, and trying to
Right.
slowly get back into doing this more. I haven't had my foot planted in this or doing anything creative at all lately, and I really need to get back into that.
You're right.
I really do.
Yeah, I had a good productive conversation with AGK yesterday. He called me out the blue. We chit chatted for a little bit. We had been playing phone tag for like a month and a half because our work hours and shit been conflicted. And he shot me a text saying he was looking for a computer monitor, and he told me he was gonna hit me up because I'm his tech guy. He'll hit me up if he trying to do some upgrades to his shit. So he went out to Best Buy by where he lived, and he was in there looking at monitors and shit like that. And he was talking about resetting up his studio, and he was like he need a new interface because he think his interface is outdated because he had a PreSonus or some shit like that.
Same thing I got.
So I sent him a screenshot of what I bought from Sweetwater, and I said they might have that at Guitar Center. So he was like, all right, I'm gonna go there probably later on and see if they got it. I said, shit, I said, you'll probably walk up in that motherfucker and they ain't even got it in stock. I said, they'll probably order it for you. And
Mm-hmm.
I said, you might as well just order it yourself. He said, I'm gonna still go in there and check it out. So he bought a few things at Best Buy, and he was like, I'm finna go ahead and head over here to this Guitar Center see what they got. So he walk in there and I'm on the phone with him and shit. And you go up in Guitar Center and shit like that, motherfuckers in there just be tinkering with their instruments and shit like that. You hear people talking in the background, you hear a bunch of music. And he went in there talking to the cashier and showed him the picture that I sent them of the interface. And he said, y'all got this in stock? They were like, nah. He said, but let's look in the system and see if we could find it for you. So while he was waiting on a dude to find it in the system, he went walking around and he was talking to the people who was playing instruments. And one he walked up to the dude who was jamming out on the guitars and shit like that. And he said, "Damn, dude." He said, "You play professionally?" And dude, like, I play for a tribute band, and started laughing.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, "What?" He said, "What tribute band?" He said, "Isley Brothers Tribute Band." And AG started laughing. He said, shit, can I hire you to play on some songs for me?" And dude said, "What kind of music you make?" And AG was like, "Conscious hip hop." And dude got quiet for a little bit. He stopped playing. And he looked at him and he was like, uh, "Take my number." And AG was like, I'm just quiet on the phone. I'm just listening.
Oh, so
Dude
you
was
own
like,
the phone? Okay, all right,
"Yeah."
yeah.
So I'm on the phone the whole time. And dude, like, "Take my number." And AG took his number. He said, "What's your name?" He said, "Ernie." He said, "Ernie." He said, "What's the last name?" He said, "Isley." And he said, how you play for Isley Brothers tribute band, your last name Isley?" And I immediately Googled it. I Googled his name and
You
his
know
picture
who it
came
is.
up. And I sent
Mm-hmm.
the picture to AG and I said, "Is this him?" And AG got back to me. He said, "Yeah, that's him, Six." And he's still talking to dude. I said, "That's Ryan Isley brother."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And AGK was like, "You Ryan Isley brother?" He was like, "Yeah, nigga." And he said, "I played on all them damn songs."
You damn right he playing all them songs. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he was like, he started playing some of the licks and shit like that. And he was playing Summer Breeze and shit like that.
Yeah.
You know, some of the different licks and shit like that in the store. And so they talking and shit. I'm just quiet in the background the whole time. And dude came back to AG, told him he could place an order for him. AG paid him. You know what I'm saying? They told, he completed his purchase. Dude bought his guitar and then they was walking out the store. And he told AG, said, uh, "Do you got some music I could listen to?" And AGK was like, "I got a couple things." He said, come with me to my truck." They
Mm.
walked down the parking lot, and AGK was like, "A motherfucking Cybertruck?" He said, "That shit loud as hell." He said, and I'm like, "AG, you
Yeah,
fanning
why
out?"
not?
And
Why
like, "You
not?
fanning out, bro?" And he was like, "Nigga," he said, "Six, I'm out here with Ryan Isley brother finna get in a Cybertruck." So I ain't never been in no Cybertruck before. So they get in the whip and shit like that. The whole time I'm still on the phone. And dude playing some shit that he working on. He told AGK that he got his studio in his garage. He living, you know what I'm saying, in South Side Chicago on 159th or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay. I'm just listening. And AG played some shit. He played like a couple songs that he was working on that I mixed for him. And he played I don't remember some old songs that we did together.
Okay. We did a
And
few, I think.
yeah,
Yeah. Right.
yeah, we did about two or three of them. And dude was impressed with that shit. He was like, "Yeah, we definitely got to work." He said, "I like what y'all do." He said,
Especially
"It'd
that
be
one.
interesting."
Dun, 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 dun. That one, yeah.
Yeah. And he was like, "This." He said, "This would be a good mashup." He said, "I'm gonna let you know though." I ain't gonna run your pockets, but you're gonna have to spend some money." And AJK was like, "Cool." And he was like, "You see what uniform I got on?" He said, "I got the bread." And he had on his UPS uniform and shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
He said, "I got the
Yeah.
bread."
Well,
And
whatever they want to do, whatever the family, Isley family, or whoever's gonna
hey,
get involved.
that'd be crazy, man. It's like just for that type of, like, it's one thing to bump into a motherfucker who's just passing through, but for a motherfucker to be like in the area,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? Like, cause he could have just been passing through and he's just traveling because he on tour or some shit like that. But he literally live in the Chicago area.
And not to put his business out there or say too much about that, but it's dope to know that he is available and
Yeah.
he is accessible. So
I, I
we'll see
probably
how that
shouldn't have
go.
aired that out just yet on the podcast, but
That's
I just
okay.
thought, you know what I'm
That's okay.
saying?
It's a dope moment. And to
Yeah.
your story and his, and because you were excited, it put some excitement into you guys and lit a fire in you guys. It's okay to
It
share it.
definitely was a motivator.
Yeah, I
It
bet.
definitely was a motivator,
I
especially
bet.
like to hear some positive feedback on some music that he don't know nothing about.
Hmm. And that's the other thing,
So
right? That he actually liked the music that he heard from everybody. So or from
right.
what he from the group or whatever. So you know.
I think because I believe he played Vigilante for
That's what I'm talking about. Vigilante. Yeah,
him. Yeah,
yeah. I'm proving to
yeah,
go hard. Blah 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 blah. Because I think I let off
right.
that song. Yeah, yeah. So that's a good song by itself.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sure. And that
yeah.
the lick on that is so easy for him. He could probably come up on there and do
He
some
could probably
shit.
like really take because it's a sample anyway. He could probably
Yeah.
take that and really like reimagine it.
Flip that, yep. Do some lead guitar on there, then some bass guitar. Probably change and
Yeah,
put some real hard drums on there, under there, and everything. Like, all right,
yeah,
look, I wiped all that off there, all them stems y'all had. Y'all can keep them, but these are stems I put on here. So
right.
ain't nothing wrong with
Exactly.
that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I wouldn't mind it at all. I wouldn't mind it at
Yeah,
all.
man.
Other than that, man, I'm trying to get back into writing. I did a one journal recently. I got to get back into writing, but most of the stuff that I've been writing is all up here. I need to make a trip out there to where you are so we can sit and actually vibe and get some music going.
So
Throw some paper around, throw some ideas around, touch the mic a little bit and see what I come up with. See what I come up with. Creed's supposed to be somewhere around here in the area. I think he came into town and we supposed to link
I
up and
remember he said something about that last time we had our chat, our
yeah.
video chat a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Yeah. So maybe I'll bump into him. Hopefully I do, and we kick the shit. Today'd be the perfect day. It's a game on and everything.
Right.
Um and be able to to chop
Yeah.
it up, shoot some shit or
They had
whatever.
this game 7 now, ain't it?
Game seven, brother. Game seven. Game seven. It's it right here. I still got OKC. The only thing is I'm gonna say this, I don't know when this is gonna come out. I'll probably put it out ASAP. But what I will say is that OKC is a team I'm going with, but Rick Carlisle is still the coach of the Indiana Spurs, and that's the only championship head coach out there on the court, uh, running
Right.
things for each team. So regardless of what happened, he's still a championship coach, and you know, if anybody knows how to get through a game seven, it's probably going to be him. So we'll see
I
what
agree.
happened there. Yeah,
I just I just feel like none of the teams I'm really interested in are in this right now. Like I'm a basketball fan, so I'm kind of like watching this just because it's something to watch. But I don't know this iteration of the NBA, this small market finals is kind of trippy to me.
yeah. I can't help it though, man. I'm just a basketball lover, so
Right.
wherever basketball is playing and I can sit down and watch it, basketball or boxing, I'm just gonna pick it up and run with it, and get into it.
Facts. That's how I feel about it.
You've been
Just something to watch.
you've been experimenting lately on the AI side.
I just use it to as a as a tool, as an information tool, more or less. Like if I'm doing my mixing and stuff like that, um, or if I'm just trying to understand some things, I'll get it to kind of like simplify my processes and things like that. I haven't used it creatively at all in terms of like the work because I don't really trust the tool as it is because it's just an algorithm counter anyways. It's a calculator. It's an information calculator. So I kind of like just I keep it real light. I know
Yeah.
that I came up with some some EQ templates with it and shit like that. So when I'm EQing my bass and my guitars and my pianos and shit like that, and I want to separate things to make them sound more crisp and clear, it gave me some tools to work with. I just tell it what I'm using. I tell it what plugins I'm using. Uh, I tell them what decibels I recorded it at and shit like that, and it'll do the give me a estimate of what it should look like when I'm mixing it down.
Okay.
That type of shit.
Yeah.
It's
I have
dope for
yet to.
that.
The only thing I did with it, what was I doing with it originally? Just asking it for titles, the way to word things as far as descriptions when I'm uploading the media that I was putting out at the time when I first started. The few times I made some beats with Creed and we were supposed to do another project um and put that together or whatever. But I think that kind of fell off the bandwagon.
Right.
So this idea, will be I'll be more so being involved and trying to use AI for myself and us and see how far we can take that. Either we can create skits for it, and concepts, or I'll just figure out a way to do them and just play around with it just to see how it goes, and just see
Right.
if I can use part of our stems as far as vocals and everything in there and see how it generates. We'll see what happens with that. But I have yet to really use it. I don't use it like in everyday life. I don't use it except for this doing like the setup. I had it running. Well, it just no, it was actually running on its own. And you got to turn it off. But I was just
You
because
had it in the background.
yeah, it turned on when I turned on Zoom. Check for updates and
Oh yeah,
everything like
I saw
that.
the yeah.
Yeah, it was. I was checking for updates to make sure it was all updated I could restart it and everything, so I could go ahead and just do my normal one and two with it, and then it just started
I've been
doing
studying
certain
I've
prompts
been
and everything.
studying how to create prompts and stuff like that to get the
Yeah.
best results.
Mm-hmm.
Because I noticed that a lot of people use it in the most they use it like they use Google, and that's the most simple way to use it. But
Mm-hmm.
like instead of me asking it to do things, I tell it what to
Tell it.
do, but I try to be
Yeah.
very descriptive in what I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling it so it can't deviate from what I'm asking.
Yeah.
And it's tricky to do it, but I've seen some good results come from it with the things that I've
Mm-hmm.
been doing. And there's just me just studying it, just looking at YouTube videos and
Mm-hmm.
different stuff like that to try to figure out how to create good prompts. Like the best prompts are like super descriptive. You know what I'm saying? You try to be a little bit more specific, I guess. You want to be super specific as to what
Yeah.
outcome you're looking for,
Mm-hmm.
and you kind of like tailor it to those needs. And I'm always telling it to never sugarcoat shit. In so many words, I tell it don't sugarcoat nothing. You know what I'm saying?
I never thought of saying that to it. I never thought about saying that exact word to it or that phrase. I never thought
Yeah,
about that. So I'm guessing that would help as well. Instead of it just giving me a basic rundown of something, it would give you something more straightforward and to the point of what you're asking for. Instead of just throwing
yeah.
anything up there, it's detailed, descriptive, and it's di
I've had like a couple ideas archived in my chat GPT where I'm for some writing that I'm doing, some themes that I'm writing, I kind of have it like give me the specific information on the details that I need, as opposed to giving me the details, give me the specific information on those details so I know what I
hmm
need to search while I'm writing my bars so that I can, especially when it's a story type of song or something that's some with some historical context, so I can make sure that it's as precise as I need it to be.
Gotcha.
So like if I want to talk about the disappearance of all the major Nazis in World War II, I
hmm
tell it to outline in a narrative form the way that they escaped Nazi Germany, who possibly helped them escape and shit like that, and the way the conversation might have went,
hmm
that type of deal. And the results, because it's got to pull from somewhere. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to like if the information ain't available, it can't pull from nothing. So it's literally like digging through archives and shit like that to kind of give me what I'm asking for. And a
Whatever's
lot of
out there
times
is
that
gonna
shit be,
pull it from.
and some of that shit, a lot of times that shit be sounding like super over the top, only because it'd be like outside of my scope. Like there's no way this shit sound legit. But then I go back and I take that same information, I research it myself to verify it before I
The
start writing.
the results or answers that they give you, man, sometimes you just go, wow, I wasn't expecting that. But some of you just go, okay, that makes a lot more sense because this is what I
Yeah.
asked for. It's just responding to what you say to it. So
Yeah.
when you ask it about if you did ask it about Nazi Germany and all the scientists and inventors of that time, what was one of the answers or the answer that it gave you?
They talk about all the different nations, all the sovereign nations that promised sovereignty to them so they could not be prosecuted for the crimes that they committed. You know what I'm saying? All the nations that, you know what I'm saying? Because
So
it's
did it
already,
definitely brought up like Brazil and Argentina and stuff like that?
yeah, America, Britain, everybody had their hands in it. They split them up. And also it started going into how that's how the nation the governed nation of Israel was created. And it said some shit like said something about in the way of a lot of those who were left behind went on to form Israel.
Really?
So I found that to be kind of interesting because it's kind of hard to that's like that's conjecture almost in my eyes. It's like it's you can't I can't prove it, I can't disprove it. You see what I'm saying? I can't just walk up to a motherfucker in Germany or Israel and say, hey, did y'all used to be Nazis? Or did your people used to be Nazis before this?
That was
Because
gonna be kind of like
remember,
my next question. Like, how do you go about understanding, not
like
understanding
how can you
information?
prove that out?
Bang,
Like,
bang,
you know what I'm
bang.
saying? And that's the thing. And that's why I like to do my own research on top of using AI tools because what the AI tools really do is just pique my interest on certain subjects that kind of that may or may not have crossed my mind in that way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know
And
what
now
I'm
you got to
saying?
go
So
back
it's like,
to that. Now you got to go back to being a school guy and being an investigator of all the information that you're hearing and taking in.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's a dope tool. I can tell it still is in its infant stages, but we're not ready for it as a society.
Well,
Like
we
we
know that
already
they're
get
spoon feeding us anyway.
dude. They busting our head, dude. They busting our head.
They spoon feeding
Like
us.
this whole Timberland shit got motherfuckers so shook. And the whole reason why I was like, I remember when Timberland was doing that whole thing right around the time when Versus was popping, and he was like he was doing his beat club thing on the side, and he was taking submissions and shit like that, and people were submitting their beats so that he could play their beats on his live and shit like that, and on his YouTube channel, and people like all these producers was excited to be a part of that shit, and I always looked at that shit like it was weird. You know what I'm saying? Like I fuck with his legacy in terms of what he did musically, but I wasn't finna send that nigga none of my shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
No,
nigga,
you already a dope ass producer. If anything, you should have had instead of having these guys make production for you and put them out, you should have had them what you call like interning, working with different people, working with High Tech, working with Dr. Dre, working with this rapper, working with that rapper, working with all these guys who
I
are trying to
think,
get their foot in the door. That's what you should have been doing.
but I think that is that's the thought process from the outside looking in. I think
True.
from the inside looking out, he knew that time was up in terms of on the creative side of putting people on in the industry. That's why you don't see a lot of new artists pop off like that no more and have staying power or producers popping off and having staying power. We're talking in the last 5 to 7 years, probably the last 10 years, whereas like the labels have been kind of like folding on each other and being absorbed under these major umbrellas like
Hmm.
Sony, Universal, you know what I'm saying?
I hear that, but I
But
also
like,
think it's still important because these guys are creators within a music structure, and
but
there
ain't no
should be
money in it
something.
no more.
That's fine.
That's the reason why he was doing it. He was
That's
doing it because
fine.
ain't no money in it. So like
I hear
if he gonna take somebody under his wing, there's no real benefit to him to do it. You know what I'm saying?
that,
He could promise to do it, but it ain't no benefit to him to do it because even he's not putting out music and
and
he
that's
got a
fine.
name
But we
already.
talking about a guy with a legacy and is a legendary guy. He don't necessarily have to be doing it for money. He could be just putting these guys in position for them to
To
succeed
do
and
what
get
though?
to just get
But
around
ain't no
other
industry no more.
artists to get
But
around
ain't
other
no
artists.
industry
And
no more.
that's fine. But you can still work on
But
your
what it
craft. I ain't
but
talking
see, that's
about
what
the
I'm
money
saying. You can't
part. I ain't talking about the
like I'm
money
saying
part.
this, like you can't put nobody in a position that don't exist.
I don't
You see what I'm
care about the
saying? Like
industry.
you
I'm
could
talking
put like if
about
you
putting
put
them guys around.
if,
It's just like having playing licks on a guitar. That guy don't necessarily
because
need the bread, but he'll do it.
but see, this is what I'm saying though. If people willing to submit music to him, they looking for something.
Correct.
You see what I'm saying? If they willing to
Correct.
submit their music to be played on his live stream, they're looking for something. They searching for something. So he knows that what they searching for doesn't exist anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The reason why it don't exist anymore is because we all connected now. He can't he's not the gatekeeper he thought he was. He's not the gatekeeper he used to be anymore. The problem is everybody who submitted music to him still viewed him as a gatekeeper. So he capitalized on that naivete by allowing them to submit music and feeding that shit to the AI.
And then
You
had
see
them
what I'm
thinking that
saying?
it would be something beneficial to them as well. Man,
Yeah.
I would still be same way with like the way Overlord Radio and all those guys do it. I still would be trying to do submissions or teaming up with different guys and still going to because you just going back to the beginning stages of it all over again, where people are linking up and trying to put music together and experiment and see what comes of it. It's still the same thing.
I think it's a better way to do it though. From this side of it, from the beat making side of it, from the producing side of it, it's a far like you know what I'm saying, like K Fresh, the way he goes about it, he's plugged in already. He knew he was plugged in already. He said he already got Ghostface number. Ghostface know how
Hmm.
to get in contact with him. That type of shit. You know what I'm saying? The reason why is because his channel is his outlet. All you gotta do is just get his channel popping.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? He don't have to do submissions. Most producers don't got to do submissions. Motherfuckers will be in your inbox. I got a lot of motherfuckers be in my inbox. You see what I'm saying? And that's the key to it. So like Timberland was the middleman that didn't need to be there. You know what I'm saying? So that means that all of these dudes who really probably just thirsty to be heard, you know what I'm saying, excited for the opportunity to be heard and listened to by Timberland because they probably idolize this nigga. Who knows?
Yeah.
But the idea that he could do something for them was all a lie. He couldn't do nothing for none of them because the industry don't need niggas like Timberland no more.
And he had already made
Timberland,
his capital gains, you know. He had already
yeah,
made his
the industry
gains.
folding on itself. It's like
Yeah.
it's literally no. They're like the fact that niggas get less than a penny on a stream, and they got to split that with the top motherfuckers before they ever see any of it. Lets you know the
Yeah.
industry dead in terms of that.
Yeah. And
So
that's
the
why,
best way to do it is to do it on the independent side where you have a boutique and you have a curated sound set for your listener,
yeah,
as opposed to trying to
link up
strike
with this
gold
guy.
where ain't no more gold.
Yeah. I think that's a better way to do it. To do it, not a do it, but to do it.
Yeah, I mean nowadays, especially because you can still press up your own vinyl, you can tour on your own. You know what I'm saying? You could do these festivals and concert series at different venues and get on with other dudes, and that way you'll actually generate your own buzz. You're doing the legwork
Which
because
is
that's the
another way
only
of just
way.
shopping your shit.
It's the most secure way to do it. You know what I'm saying? You can't like you literally surrender all security by submitting your shit online to a stranger whose name you familiar with. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know what's in this nigga heart. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how much debt this nigga in. He need to steal your beats.
Yeah, and the way that he just went about it, acting like everything was okay with what he was doing and playing it, I'm like, what the fuck? Why are you sitting there acting like I just didn't hear that? Like that ain't K Fresh beat.
Oh.
But for him, he had already took the bread. So he like, man, whatever. Y'all can say whatever. Y'all can call me a clown, a sellout, a Sambo. Y'all can say whatever. Y'all can say whatever it is. I already got the bread. The bread is in my bank account. Y'all the niggas that
And
ain't
I
eating.
believe he was one of them artists that sold his publishing or his catalog a few years ago. Cause that's another thing. A lot of them AI companies, those AI companies are the ones behind those firms that are buying people's catalogs and shit.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So the music industry has folded up into the point where the artists are no longer needed, and we can
Yeah.
stream, we can put everything in the streams.
They
Cause
want
now we've
they
hooked
want
up.
somebody who ain't gonna argue with them.
Now we've hooked up with these companies who can just take your music and put it onto a site, and we can just stream your shit. So now another group of guys say, hey, while y'all doing that, we got an even better idea. Why don't you just go ahead and give us the music and let us use it for AI and everything, and we'll just
And we can replicate it. You know what I'm saying? Then it could be faceless. It could be faceless music
and no one will
that
ever know.
and you'll create an artist that won't argue with you, that won't ask you for shit, that won't
Yeah,
debate with you, that won't
yeah.
say no.
And then because we have the music and no laws have been put into place yet, we can pretty much say that we own it or whatever, unless they hear the music being played somewhere and they know
Unless
it's
we
theirs and they grab it.
unless Timberland makes the mistake of playing the shit to try to show it off.
Yeah, online. Yeah, yeah. I wonder,
Like
has he had? Probably not. He don't really give a fuck. He went and got that bag. I wonder
they said, he
if he's had a
apologized.
yeah, whatever. I wonder if he had a conversation with Jay because I'm sure Jay was probably like, no, 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 we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that.
I wouldn't be surprised if Hove ain't part of a profit group that's associated with this shit. He just ain't the
That
front
too.
man like Timberland
That
is.
too. That too. Somebody probably came and grabbed him from one of the other companies that are doing AI. It's like, hey, we gonna take this part. You grab a hold of one of your other partners or some shell company and you get involved with this as well.
And
But I
it's a bunch
would
of
hope that he would
people.
want to protect the integrity because his music is out there too though. But at this point,
But
he ain't making no money, no more money off of music. Like that's
but
also dead.
he owns all his catalog. And he
Yeah.
one of the few that never sold his shit off.
Yeah.
So he
Do you
owns
know the
his shit. He could.
price? Not to pocket watch, but do you know? Are you aware of the price that Timberland that is go for?
I don't remember specifically what it was. I just know that a lot of them was getting sold for tens and hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah, because Lil Wayne gave his up for like 100 million at one point, right?
Yeah.
100 million,
Yeah.
that ain't nothing, man. For what they can do, while they got your shit forever.
What it is that with streaming been around with a little bit over 12, 13 years now.
Hmm.
So what you can consider this like you going that long and not seeing no real residuals outside of doing shows and shit, that shit make motherfuckers desperate. That make
Yeah,
motherfuckers
true,
thirsty.
true.
You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers like if a motherfucker offer you like you really ain't seen no money off of your catalog for the last 10, 15 years, and all of a sudden a motherfucker come to you with an offer of 75 to $100 million and say, hey, let me take that off your hands and we'll do what we need to do to you know what I'm saying, make it less stressful for you to try to promote this shit. All you gotta do is just like you still have the right to perform these songs, but we just own it.
Yeah. I wonder who took who has or who's getting together to put a lawsuit or put some deals in place where the artists still get paid and are rewarded correctly for that. Someone has to be doing something, man, because remember, they're also running ads on your music after you give this music up or while they have it on their streaming site. They're running ads. So the ads are for 5, 10, 15-second ad, they have to pay 5, 10, 15 million depending on how long these ads run. There should be something where the artist also gets a percentage of that. They get 10, 15, 20% of it as well because it's still my music. But if you sign it over, I get that. But I'm talking about for the man, it's a lot
Consider
missing in
this.
that thing, man. It's a lot missing.
Consider this. Like, because and this is evidence that they moving away from music anyway, because music is such a short form format
Hmm.
that it's not really beneficial. Like a person listens to a song one time, maybe twice. They might put it on repeat, but they're not listening to it like they listening to podcasts. Podcasts last for hours. So that's listening ears locked in on a platform for hours.
Hmm. Hmm.
You see what I'm saying? That's way more valuable and beneficial than any song. That's why they're trying to buy the catalogs, and they only offering money to the people who got the most popular catalogs. Like they're not buying Tech Nine's catalog for that because
Mm-mm.
he's niche, but they'll buy Eminem's catalog if they can because Eminem is his name sells itself. You see what I'm saying?
The amount
Like
of
they would
money that
like
he's
they'll
already
go to
bought in, the sales that he's already put up is high
like
up there. It's high end.
he streams so well they probably wouldn't even offer him to buy his catalog because his stream numbers are so high. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Drake. Same thing with Kanye. Shit, that's why they never took R. Kelly off of streaming.
Yeah,
They took him off of playlists.
why would I take him? Why would I take R. Kelly, a moneymaker, a horse that's running for me? Why would I take him off the internet when he brings in money? He's valuable to us.
Exactly.
Why would I take him off there? Now your playlist, we'll mess your playlist up, but we're not gonna take him. We're not gonna remove him, the artist, because someone said something about him. You know, the dude was a perform. He performed and he had plenty of music over 5, 10 albums or whatever it was. So And
And
his music plays well.
his record deal was a partnership. So the problem ain't with the record label. The problem is just with him. So why would we violate the record label just because he got the problem? You see what I'm saying? Like the record label owns the fucking master recordings.
And the next thing they're saying about him is that he's still able to put out music while he's in jail, or they're asking him to put out music. I'm not sure how much of that is true, but that's the
They probably
information
are
that's out there.
because he's still a valuable resource.
Hmm.
Like, don't nobody give a fuck about the victims. Like, nigga, who cares about you pissing on little girls? Nigga, make me a hit.
Yeah. I
You know what
just
I'm
think all
saying?
that was just overdone. He put himself out there. He did a little bit too much. Hugh Hefner. These guys are all doing the same thing. I just think he did one. I just think he did too much. He did too much in a way of being in public and trying to let people know this was his lifestyle. Hugh Hefner wasn't trying to promote it. He said, "Look, I got a Playboy. I got a company in the mansion. Y'all welcome to stop by. They're making me this guy to be this popular sex figure as an older gentleman, and this is a image that most men may want, but I'm not really putting myself out there." And then R. Kelly did the flip side of that and tried to make it seem like everything he was doing was okay, and they came and washed him out.
I think he got washed out because he didn't settle. He didn't settle when somebody tried to come at him for that bag. And the label got tired of fucking protecting him.
Mm.
I think that's what happened. I think the
That would
label,
be
because the
something I'm
label already
unaware of.
invested. They already invested. They already because they've been protecting them. The
Yeah,
label gonna protect their investment. But at some point, they looked at how long he been in the game. You know what I'm saying? They looking at all they new artists on their label. They had already started merging all those labels. Like Jive Records ain't even a deal no more. It ain't even a label no more. It's like it's under some shit. So they
yeah.
was like moving all these pieces around, and they were like, R. Kelly make us a whole lot of money, but he's also costing us money because we settled a lot of lawsuits for this dude.
A lot of lawsuits. A lot of lawyer fees are piled up for a guy
You know
like
what I'm
that.
saying? And because of the Me Too movement and shit like that, it was becoming too real. It was in their face too much.
Yeah, the Me Too movement, and then the next thing was that human trafficking.
I think that the sex trafficking shit is like that's to me is like a slippery slope because you could fly a chick out for sex and that's sex trafficking.
You can,
You know
but
what
on the
I'm saying?
level
You
where
pay
he
for her, if
is,
you pay for her plane ticket to come suck your dick, you just traffic sex. You see what I'm saying?
and we know that, but the way that he was doing everything, the way he was going about it is the thing that kind of put him in a situation where the record labels got uncomfortable and everybody just stepped away and didn't want to deal with him. You were doing too much. You were doing too much.
Because like I
Talking
said, he was
about,
costing money. If they were
yeah,
spending money on settling,
you had
if they were
concerts.
spending money on settling his suits, that means they were also spending money on other things, and that would have easily became a RICO, because now the label is part of a racketeering act. You
You
know what I'm
had
saying? Because the
concerts.
label is spending credit card money and label money, his budget on pussy.
Yeah, and you had these
You know what I'm
concerts
saying?
soliciting what you're doing and what you want what you want to happen. If any ladies in the crowd are doing this or fine with this, come see me, whatever. You ain't supposed to be doing that, my guy. You're not supposed to be doing that. What you're supposed to be doing is performing and then getting the fuck out the way and doing what you do in the background. No one needs to know about the stuff that you're doing. So I know that's another reason why they wanted to get out of his way. And that human trafficking became a real thing at one point, and it still is. And they're connecting anything as much as they can to it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, R. Kelly, man, he dope ass artist, but like they say, man, all the guys that are like geniuses or whatever, they all got something going on somewhere in the background.
I just think that too much access make motherfuckers show who they really are. You know what I'm saying? Some niggas fucking overdose on drugs. Other niggas overdose on pussy. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you have too much access, too much of anything is bad. You know what I'm saying? Like who gonna tell a nigga like him no? You see what I'm saying? Like you literally got to get the law involved.
It's not a
You know
lot you
what
can
I'm saying?
say to a guy like that.
Managers at McDonald's be running the play. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
The managers at McDonald's be used and they position the power to finesse some pussy. So imagine what a motherfucker who make millions of dollars in love songs can do. You know what I'm
It,
saying?
it,
Nigga got access to all the females because that's who's showing up to his concerts. And then on top of that, the parents selling their kids to him.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Because they trying to live a dream. They see an opportunity to be rich and shit. Oh, my daughter could sing. I'm gonna hook her with R. Kelly. And they tell her, hey, do whatever he say so we could get up out this hood.
And it becomes hard to kind of tell a motherfucker like that once you put him
Well,
in
this
that
nigga ain't
position.
literate,
And then it
and he
becomes
ain't
hard to tell a
literate.
dude like that
So
what to do. It just becomes hard to tell him what to do because you don't put him so far out there on the pedestal and let him do so much. Now you can't rein a guy like that in. You know what I mean? Now he feels like he can do whatever he want. He got money. He got this whole situation popping for him. He got plenty of fans. Women love him. He feel like he can't be touched. He feels like he invincible at that point.
that's a play across the board for a lot of these motherfuckers, man. Some
Yeah.
like motherfuckers who got like deviant ideologies and shit like that. When you put them in a position where they so high up on the fucking pinnacle of the financial mountain and shit like that, the mountain of popularity, these niggas be feeling like shit. I just had three bitches suck my dick at one time. I'm gonna make it four next week.
Yeah.
Well, matter of fact,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it tonight.
And I didn't
You know
even
what I'm
make it to the
saying?
hotel to do it. I was out in the limo and the truck waiting for him. You know
All
what I
right.
mean? They jumped down and did it with me. Imagine what I can do back
Or
at the hotel.
or the shit that they talking about in Diddy's case, like this nigga living out dark web fantasies and shit
Dark
like
web
that.
man. That nigga was doing his own porn catalog.
Yeah. Like nigga, why are you rubbing another nigga nut on your nipples?
Ugh.
Now like that's your kink. That's his
Well,
kink.
once you get past the point of, having two, three, four women in the bed, which you ain't
Like
nothing.
this nigga he wasn't even in the room when it happened. He told her, hey, let them nut on you and then bring it to me and
Yeah,
rub it
come
on
in the
my
room with
nipples.
me. Yeah. Let's
Like,
chest bump
damn.
together. Let's chest bump
All right.
together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like we just won the
Like,
game.
yeah.
Let's chest bump like you just won the game. That
Oh,
shit
not like we
splash.
just won a game.
That
No,
shit that shit splash. Like,
man. Ugh, you dirty, nasty motherfucker, boy. But like, hey, that's next level. Once you done pass having sex with a certain amount of women,
that nigga doggy style don't do it for him no more.
it don't.
You know what I'm
It
saying?
don't.
That
It
nigga, he got
don't.
to burn bitches on the ass with a cigarette now.
Hell yeah. Yeah, you gotta let me bite you now. Or I gotta bring
For
my
real.
dog in here and you gotta bark like a dog while we doing and all this other kinky shit that they get into.
Like, hey, let that nigga dookie in your hair.
Mm, mm, mm.
Now let me smell it.
Right. Now put it on your
Like,
fingers and
god
smell it.
damn, dog.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? What the fuck?
Yeah.
All that
Now,
deviant shit, bro.
yeah. Put my what they call it, my jizz on your thumb and suck it off like it's a pacifier.
Nigga came in there with some plain donuts. He said, tell that nigga to glaze this for me. I like my donuts glazed.
I don't want the glaze from Dunkin' Donuts. Do the honors from put that frosting on there.
They said this nigga told her every time the baby oil ran out, it was rubbed off to stop what they doing and put more baby oil on. She got to be glistening at all times.
All
That
times.
nigga, that nigga had preferences. That nigga didn't just have demands. He had preferences. He had specific preferences. That nigga
Of
had
course he
perfect
did.
lighting.
Of
That nigga
course he
had
did.
lighting. He had a boom mic. That nigga had niggas with headphones on holding the mic stand like boogie nights and shit.
But that's why I
Like he
said
in
a
the
nigga
other
like
room, like he
that.
thinking he's Steven Spielberg and shit. He in
Right.
the back thinking he Ryan Coogler and
Right.
shit.
Right. He in the other room like this.
Right.
Good. Move to the left a little bit. Just like that. All right. And I'm
You're
on my
like,
way.
you're like,
I'm
all right.
I'm on my way.
You
Hold
up
that
there looking
pose.
like, fuck is this bitch doing? Oh, cut.
Mhm.
The fuck is you doing?
Hey, they said the homie. I can't call him the homie. They said that brother had cameras everywhere. Everywhere. They say him and other guys like that when they rich like that, and that's the type of behavior. They got cameras up everywhere in every room, every room in the house. There's nowhere you can go
Yeah.
without a camera watching you. You are being recorded at all times.
I wonder what happened to all the footage of all the other motherfuckers that he got caught. You know what I'm
We
saying?
know what happened with
Recording.
that footage. We know what happened with the footage. Remember they said they're gonna raid Diddy house, they're gonna go in there and Diddy wasn't there. Of course he wasn't there. Why you think they raided the house? They ain't go in that house looking for him. They said they were gonna raid it. They ain't say they was gonna arrest that man. Or maybe they did say they was gonna arrest him, but the plan wasn't to arrest Diddy. It was to go in that house, find them cameras, find the hard drives, the
And
backup,
all the
whatever,
computers, all the
all the
laptops, all the
everything.
fucking,
Go in
all the
there,
tablets.
grab all that shit out of there and take it up out of there and take it back to the what's the name and burn it. Take it back to the compound and burn it. We ain't gonna even look at this shit. And if and he probably called Diddy. Diddy is everybody named on it. Yep, this person is this person is that, this person is that. And they probably went in there, swept all that shit up out of there and burnt every goddamn thing he had in there and then told y'all we found nothing but baby oil in that motherfucker, which they did.
Man.
Which they did. They probably found some more stuff. He probably had a selection of toys and saddles
And
and
then,
everything that they saw in that
then
motherfucker.
they
They went
probably
in
had some
where
shit. He probably had some custom made shit.
mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know
But
what
they
I'm
got what they was
saying?
looking for when they went in there. They got it. They pulled all that shit up out of there and went about their business. They was done. They was done. And then then the next time they come around, they came back around. They said, all right, now here's a real lawsuit. We gonna make this a lawsuit. Even though we don't have one, we gonna make this a lawsuit because you already sued Diageo and you won your case. You won that case, boom, they paid you $1 billion. Then the next lawsuit you had was for 200 million. Boom, you won that too. All right, cool. Now we about to stick it to you because you supposed to go chill out and not be out here making a whole fucking scene about all this and talking about all these women and doing all this other stuff.
And
You
calling
should
it
have
and calling motherfuckers racist and shit.
You should
You
have
know what I'm
sat your ass
saying?
down, took your money, and just chilled the fuck out like a normal good working man would do. You want to be out here and be seen and be out here wearing wigs, talking about some Atlanta, I love you, licking your lips, talking about some boy, we have fun in Atlanta, brothers, don't we? You want to be out here doing all that, licking your lips
Calling
in the
grown niggas
camera,
daddy and shit.
right? Calling grown men daddy.
When we gonna party, daddy?
Yo, he
We
asking
don't
grown
we
men
don't
when we gonna party,
we don't
daddy.
party like that no more, daddy. Why you
Come
don't
on,
why
daddy.
you don't party with me no
Come
more,
on, daddy.
daddy?
You ain't sit on my lap last time you had a party. When you gonna come sit on my lap?
Oh no, man.
Fucked up out here, my bro. Fucked up out here, my bro. He did too
Yeah.
much. He did too much. So now you got to deal with Cassie or Cassidy telling all your business of what she did. And here's the other thing about that. Once y'all hear this to all the women, when you do hear this, when you date a guy like that and you stick around, you're basically saying I am signing up for whatever deviant behavior that he has. I want
Sure.
to be taken care of. So you are now responsible for the actions of yourself and what happens with that man. That's not just him.
They
That's on
said
you
that she
too.
was doing the recruiting. He had
Bum bum.
he gave her the assignment to recruit the motherfuckers who was fucking up. You know what I'm saying?
Which
The
wouldn't be
expectation
surprising.
was you pick the niggas.
Yeah,
I
they
think
were
what
saying that.
happened was
I don't
is
know. I'm not sure what it was saying, but one of the documents said, Diddy like the man for that she was hooking up with to be big. So that's what she went out
Mhm.
and got. She went and got men, you know what I'm saying, whose phallus was
Yeah, he had a
long
type.
and yeah, yeah, yeah. He wanted to see her get a her wound opened up and everything like that. So that's the type of guys that she went out and got. But I'm sure he was choosing them for it too, because they said he knew some porn stars that he would be inviting. He would invite over for. But
They
again,
said
to
this
the
nigga was
women,
picking.
I'll say this again to the women: when you sign up for something like that and you stick around, you give him cause and belief to think that that's what you're into. So leaving becomes a hard job unless you know how to get out the way early on before it gets out of control. Once you start letting that man control you and move you around the way that he wants to, that's it. He lock in on you. I'm spending all this money on you. You belong to me. You know.
My thing about it is motherfuckers be selling out on their morals and principles just so they could have some material shit too fast, bro. It's like I get it. Like this nigga is your one opportunity to live lavish. And if you don't make this nigga happy, you don't have access to his shit.
Man,
You know what
fuck
I'm
that nigga.
saying? He not even he's not even providing you with your own version of his shit.
He
He's
not.
just giving you access to his shit.
Right.
And
And
that's
it's
enough to suck 30 dicks to your fucking face hurt.
yeah. Walking around every
Because
day with your throat all fucked up.
because you want to be on his yacht. You want to
Instead of
eat
you
his
saying
caviar.
instead of you saying, "Hey, if I'm doing this, this is the provisions I want set for me, and this is the rules and guidelines that I plan on going by." You didn't set any parameters to this man, and of course, how would she
Or,
have known to do that when she was a young ass girl?
bro, this young girl's coming straight out of high school working in strip clubs.
Yeah, that too.
No type of no coercion, just the endorsement of another chick who put them on.
That's it. That's it. And it's enough for them to go and do stripping at 17, 18
You
years
know what
old.
I'm
But
saying? So it's like when a motherfucker young and they don't have again discernment and they out here just making decisions based on their desire to have things or to do things, it become a nasty game of keep up. You know what
and
I'm
we ain't gonna put
saying?
nobody business out there that we may have heard of or know, but there are women out here who will go overseas and volunteer themselves and their body for the service of letting other men who are princes or high ranking royal people, and they will let these guys shit on them, you know? So it's happening. It ain't like he ain't the only one. He just got caught
There's
up in his
chicks
own
out here.
situation
There's chicks out here getting trains ran on them for a blunt.
for a blunt. That too. You know, there's women out here who would take $100 and let somebody do all type of stuff to her. But it's apparent for the women, the young girls, if you get a chance to ever hit this, if this ever gets passed to you, you are signing up for something that, you may later regret and think about and go, nah, I want my I want penance for what I went through. And you may get it. You may get it, but you always stuck with that.
But the flip side of that, the downside to all of that though, is that a lot of these dudes are so goofy, they so game goofy that they think that they got the upper hand because they financing her lifestyle. They don't realize that this is a whole new day and age. This ain't the 1970s and 80s where motherfuckers just go along with it and they'll never have to hear about it again because it's only in the Inquirer. The
Yeah.
internet is forever, bro.
Yeah,
You
that's
know what I'm
forever.
saying?
Yep.
Motherfuckers get out here and all they gotta do is just say they got footage and
Yep.
it's up from there. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
All they gotta do is say they got violated and it's up
Yep.
from there.
Yep.
And all they gotta do is just if they could provide any sort of like uh possible proof, or not even the proof, just create doubt. It's up. And these niggas sacrificing all of they all everything that they work for. Well, I don't even say work for. It's just every bit of they fucking their earnings,
And time.
yeah, for a shot at some pussy.
And that's the other thing. I
And
wish some of these ladies had the correct game. Like, if you was raised right, it would be dudes around you that would tell you, no, go in there and get what you can out that motherfucker and move out his way, man. You ain't got to be there. But make sure that you structure your record deal right so you can get in that room with them dudes and you'll be around them, but you can work the room and you'll be around the right people that you need to be around and you can get out the
or
way.
tell them straight up, hey, the music business grimy as fuck. It's always
Yeah.
been grimy as
It's
fuck.
always been grimy as
It's a
fuck.
predatory business.
The
Entertainment is a
entertainment,
predatory
yes,
industry.
the entertainment
It's a
industry
predatory
is a
industry.
dirty ass game.
Nobody goes in there and comes out clean.
Nah,
Nobody enters entertainment and comes out clean. There's
nah. And if
motherfuckers
you
who
do come
leave
out of there
and have to go to
clean,
therapy.
yes, and if you do come out of there clean, they'll try to hold something against you. They'll try to
They'll get blackballed.
they'll freeze you out of getting movie deals. They'll throw dirt
Yeah.
on your name that ain't even real. They'll fuck with your family and everything
They
just to
call you
see,
crazy.
yeah, call you crazy, all that. They'll do all that stupid ass shit. And people will fall for it because they'll say, well, I can see that happening without any actual proof or anything ever being true and solid. They'll run
Or
that
they'll be
stupid ass
like,
script on you.
that motherfucker, they flipped out. Instead of getting that bag, I would have got that bag. The resounding mentality.
That's
Why
the
didn't you just go
resounding
get the
mentality. Yeah.
bag?
Why don't you just go get the bread, man? I put the bread on the table. Why don't you just take it? Okay. Perfect example is we already know Dave Chappelle, right? Dave Chappelle had whatever deal he had with who was at Comedy Central or whatever. The deal was set at a certain amount of money. Dave Chappelle in ratings. Dave Chappelle surpassed the ratings that they had set for him, the viewership and everything that they were bringing in weekly or monthly or whatever it was. When he finally did it, they were supposed to go back to the table for what the story, how the story was told or whatever it is. From what I understand, all right, Dave surpassed all these numbers and everything that was going on. What did they do to Dave? They say, no, we ain't going back to the table and doing no deal with you. We're not doing one. Wait, I made all y'all that money. Y'all supposed to give me my bag of money back. No, we'll renegotiate and restructure it with you at a later time. They said, man, fuck that. All right, I tell y'all what I won't do. I won't create another fucking episode. They said, Dave, by the time you get to your vacation spot over there in Africa, your name will be Dirt. They left, went over there, hung out with the people that looked like him. He said this was the best place for him because it wasn't no trouble. Everybody looked like him. I'm over here in Africa having a good time. Everything is all right, you know. Cat Williams said when that man got over there, his name had been trashed and everything else like that. Blah 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 blah. Dave came back, tried to meet with him, sit with him, and find out what was going on. They still wouldn't do it. That man later on says, "All right, fuck it, I won't do none of that." He went out here into the streets of America and did comedy shows, standing on a podium, standing on a steeple, doing anything he could to garner attention. He went to all the comedy clubs where he first started at and garnered all the attention that he needed. And who came calling? Who did he end up going to talk to? Netflix. Netflix said, "Hey, you a dope comedian. We don't even know why you stopped." "Well, I stopped because of this happened to me over there." "What? We know them over there. They did that to you?" "Yeah, they did that to me. So I'm offering, I'm asking for this over here." Netflix said, "All right, well, we'll do a deal with you for your first one." They offered him a certain amount of money. They said, "All right, that's cool." It was a hit, wasn't it? Second time, he come back around. "Hey, you want to do another one, Dave? That first one was a hit." He went back to the table, met with him again, did the second one. They said, "Hey, Dave, you mean to tell me that they trying to relaunch the show and they ain't call you?" Dave said, "Relaunch what? I ain't know they was relaunching my show." "Dave, they about to put the show back out. It's going to HBO. They got it on Netflix too. They told us." He said, "Man, for the sake of it, can you not put that show on Netflix and can you get me in touch with the people at HBO?" They did that for Dave. Dave said, "I appreciate y'all doing that. Now, if you can help me, give me all my shit back. Make sure that they can pay me, and I'll do another one and another one." What y'all think? What y'all think ended up happening? They looked out for Dave. So it always pay to do the right thing. But in the process of doing the right thing, people gonna throw smut on your name. They're gonna dirty your name up and they gonna try to shit on you, make you look like a bad person. They said Dave was crazy and he did heroin. You wanna know what the truth is about Dave Chappelle? Dave Chappelle is a Muslim. From what I understand, Dave Chappelle believes in Islam. So where was the crazy at? While he was sitting around chilling out, doing the regular shit, while he was creating movies and backdrops for Most Def and everything, and putting sound stages together and doing all this other stuff that he was doing or whatever it's called. While he was doing all that, doing all this work out here, where was all the information that was saying that he was actually this really bad person? There wasn't none. They lied on him, which is what they normally do to guys like him who want to do things his way and want to do things the right way and do things for his career. The man got a wife, he got kids, he got a name and he want to stay on top of his name and they try to dirty his shit up. So they gonna figure out a way to get at you one way or other, you know. And that's just an example of that. Dave Chappelle is a great example to me. You know, and they tried to sabotage that man. He stood firm in what he believed in, and that's what you're supposed to do.
He had what it is he created an IP that was undeniable, and it was so unique to his brand that they wanted to capitalize on it and squeeze all the juice out of it, and he wasn't having that because he wanted it to remain pure and authentic to what he wanted to create. But they wanted more of the Rick James shit. They wanted more of the salacious shit. They wanted that, you know what I'm saying? He wanted to do other types of narratives, other types of stories, you know what I'm saying, really like flesh out all his ideas. And when he wouldn't play ball, they decide, well, because you over here and you signed this contract and we part own this shit, we're gonna do what we want with it. If you don't want to fuck around with it, then we're gonna fuck your name up. We're gonna fuck your brand up, and you'll never be able to profit off of this again. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's
They
how
did
it
that.
started.
Spotify tried to do that with Spotify tried to pull that with Joe Budden podcast
Hmm.
when because he was the first hip hop podcast on a platform.
Get some context for that. Give some background of that so people understand
So
what.
back in like 2017, I believe, 2017, 2018, he had a Spotify deal. I think he was on there for like a year. And it was an experimental thing. This was before they really started running with podcasts. And he had already had his buzz off of YouTube and SoundCloud. So they offered him some bread to to be on their platform. But by the time, he exceeded their expectations for the year. And when it came down to renegotiations, they gave him some used Rolexes instead of trying to pay him what he was trying to negotiate for. So he walked away. And everybody said he was a fool for walking away from Spotify because Spotify tried to play him like, well, we just wanted to use you for analytics to see what we could do with a podcast. We saw what podcasting can do. So instead of giving you what you asked for, we're gonna bring Joe Rogan over instead. We're gonna offer him the bag instead of offering you the bag.
Mm.
So they offered Joe Rogan, the Obamas, what's another podcast? The Call Her Daddy podcast. All these big brands, these big names, they stepped over Joe Budden to put them onto their platform because they felt like Joe Budden was just a nigga. And you can't like you ain't smart enough to know what we trying to do over here. And they said he was asking a whole ton of questions. He was asking shit tons of questions and trying to like figure out what the analytics was. And I think that I think he walked away from like 20 million or some shit like that because he felt like his brand was worth more than that. And that's part of the falling out of the last iteration of his podcast because the team thought that he was blowing the money. They thought he took the money and he blew it.
I heard
Instead of
it was
deal, they
around the
thought he
same
just
deal. I heard it was a kind of a
right.
similar deal to Joe Rogan. I heard it was around between 50, 60, or 100
And
million.
but he walked away from it and ended up just going back to YouTube and SoundCloud and
Mm.
just uploading on platforms until he got his Patreon deal. You know what I'm saying? So when he got his Patreon deal, right around the time he got his Patreon deal, I believe is when he started his network and he started putting on other podcasts under his brand to try. He was experimenting. You know what I'm saying? Trying to figure out what he could do. He knew his name held value and weight, and motherfuckers was buying into it. Motherfuckers started seeing what he was trying to accomplish. You know what I'm saying? And Patreon is the one brand that really stood behind him and kind of like helped him monetize and capitalize. And that's how he kind of upgraded the look and the value of his podcast. So now he has like to me, because he's not associated with any major corporations outside of the ones that he partnered with, he's not at the mercy of consolidation and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? He could talk about what he want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got to be fact checked. And
Mm. Your sound went out, six.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Your sound went. You said after fact check, your sound went out.
Oh, he's saying like he don't have to be fact checked and talk about current events and just like be like the fucking the nightly news and on shit. You know what I'm saying? And because he has such an in-depth knowledge of what it means to be an artist in the music industry, people like listen to his brand of banter because he understands what's happening with these rappers. He understands what's happening with at these labels because he went through that shit and he got relationships. And you know what I'm saying? People kind of that's where his value came in that podcasting space.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And I
And
think a lot.
it just so happened that because he became so popular on his by his own merit, other podcasts of a similar vein started to pop up. You know what I'm saying? And now you don't get a Cam and Mace if you don't have a Joe Budden podcast.
You don't. You
You know
don't.
what I'm saying? You don't like who else is there?
And I'm sure some of those guys
Shit,
either
you don't
talk to
get a
him or they
Club
talk
Shay
to other
Shay.
people. Yeah, you talk or they talk to other people like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They talk to get somebody talk
And
to Gilly and Wallow.
yeah, Gillian
Somebody talk
Wallow.
to guys like yeah, somebody talk to guys like that. And they say, yo, how was this possible
Right.
for you to do it? And some of them said, I'll walk you in the door. And then some of them said, no, I don't even know. I don't want to fuck with you like that.
Like these niggas, like a lot of these guys got fucking ads. Like they run ads and shit like that. They stop in the middle of a conversation and they do like ads for random ass brands.
Mm-hmm.
I think Joe Budden runs one ad. He's partnered up with Prize Picks or something like one of them sports gambling sites. And the bag is so heavy, he don't partner with nobody else. You know what I'm saying? He does it. He always do his ad read like at the hour mark. So an hour after he done talked all his shit, he'll do that for like a couple minutes and go right back to talking his shit. As
Mm-hmm.
opposed to like all these other podcasts, every fucking 5 minutes they got to drop an ad.
Yeah, which it sucks.
You
I
know,
hate that, man. But like you said, that bag is so big for Joe Budden that he don't have to do a bunch of ads. He runs that prize picks or whatever it is at
right?
whatever hour or 30 minutes, whatever it is that he chooses, and that's it. And
I think it's a dope business model for what he got. You know what I'm
for
saying?
what,
But he
yeah,
been
for
doing it
him
so long.
specifically, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And everybody gets paid. Everybody seems to be happy with what's going on. They added a couple of new people on there. You got, a whole host of guys. And from what it seems like with those guys who are on the podcast, who are hosting or guest hosting with him, they're all in position now to take care of themselves. So it's not like they're
yeah.
waiting on a check from Joe Budden. All of them seem to have their hands dipped in something where they're able to take care of themselves and their family. So it looks like
And
a
I
good
think that
situation
each
for
one of them
everybody
kind of
involved.
represent different facets of like the peer group. You know what I'm saying? Like you got Mark Lamont Hill. He was
Hmm.
like he's a political pundit. You know what I'm saying? He
Hmm.
used to be on CNN and shit like that. He got, you know what I'm saying? He's a good debater. So like why what you need to fact check for when this guy got all the facts anyway? He
Yeah,
gonna correct you on the live on air. He gonna let you know you're wrong.
yeah, and
You know what
anything
I'm saying?
political that you're too
You got
political.
Melissa Ford. She gonna give you
Yeah,
the female perspective.
yeah. You get too scandalous. You got MLH. He's there. He can slow you down and tell you, we'll flip
Yeah,
it like this, or he'll give you historical fact based on
yeah.
what's actually
Give you some
going on.
context.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Context. There you go. Yeah.
So I think that is one of the things that's missing in terms of like uh what people's desire to be famous comes from, like the desire to kind of like build your own shit and kind of like work it through and go through the growing pains of the ups and downs and even struggle to almost lose it all because you believe in your own craft. A lot of
Hmm.
people don't ain't really believers in their own art. They just want the money.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
I want to do this as much as possible so I can get to the biggest bag that I can get. And
Yeah.
if selling my soul or selling my IP or whatever it is, uh, if it takes that to get it, then I'll do it. And some people just ain't built like that. They're even with the situation with Dave Chappelle, going back to that, after everything that happened to him, he was able to get that and more. He went over there and told them, all right, now to everybody that used to watch my show, I'm saying this live on this taping. Y'all can go back to watching my old shit now. They settled out. I got my settlement. Everything is okay now. He was able to do that. He was
Right.
able to go back and get everything that was owed to him, everything that was due to him. So that was a guy who
He had
stuck to his
they made it
gun.
right. Yeah,
Yes,
they made
sir.
it right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It
Yes,
was
sir.
more
They
it's more value, it's more value in maintaining that relationship than controlling his IP.
Yep. It is. It is. And they did
And
him
that's what it
wrong.
comes down to. He basically said, look, y'all trying to milk my IP. And what I just showed you is that there's tons of where that came from. If you could be stuck with that IP, but I can blackball you now.
Yep. Now I can
You know
rebuild.
what I'm saying?
I can rebuild.
I can
And
do that 100 times over.
yep.
What you
And
hold on to, I can do that 100 times over.
and while you're holding on to that, watch me do all of this in a process. Cause that's all y'all got. I can do
Yeah.
this. I can do all of this, build it, and then come back and look at you and be like, all right, now you want to sit here. Now you want to talk? Now you want to
Right.
talk? Because all that I did all this, and that's mine too. That's mine too. All these relationships I got, that's mine too. Like none of this
Yeah.
goes anywhere. All this was mine to begin with. And what y'all did is a known fact that what y'all try to do was to hurt me and make me feel like I was small and I didn't understand my worth. And Dave Chappelle, Joe Budden, and other people like that, you, me, and other guys, we know the value of ourselves. So we'll keep on
Yep.
pushing and doing what we're supposed to.
Facts.
Salute to Dave Chappelle, Joe
It's dope.
Budden, and everybody
I
else.
think that's one of the dopest examples of perseverance and clarity
Hmm.
when a person really believes, or they're not even just them believing, but they surrounded by believers. You see what I'm saying? They management team believe in the brand,
Mm-hmm.
the product, the work. They partners that they partner up with believe in it. When you got people that believe, because you need more than just you believing in it. You know what I'm saying? Like you believe in full profits, but it works because everybody that gets involved believes in it too. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? If I didn't believe in it and I came on here and I just started talking shit and not really delivering the conversations, you know what I'm saying? It'll show.
Mm-hmm. It
You
would.
know what I'm saying? You got to have people that believe in it. They see the value in it, and it help push the product forward. And also, it proves that it's not a one off. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-mm.
You don't just have that one. You don't have that one episode that grab attention. You got a bunch of them because everybody who got involved, they felt the gravity of it.
Yeah.
They
Everybody
believe
who's
it.
outside of the main group, right? The guys who are the link up, right? Those
Right,
people that I have had on our guests have all said stuff later on to me about what was done and uh, happy to be a part of it and were glad that they had a contribution in doing it, which was fine with me. Just to hear that, you know. And
right,
regardless of how many uploads and downloads and streams or whatever, I don't that don't really matter to me, you know. And maybe one day it will, but it's not that's not what's important. It's the message that gets across, you know, from each one of these
right,
people um, that come on here and they share the information that I'm trying to get out of them and pull out of them, and they're doing it willingly. And some of the people that I had on my podcast were the first ever to be on a podcast. They never did one before they jumped on mine, and then after they got on mine because we know there were certain people looking at my podcast. They went and grabbed those people and they grabbed that person, they grabbed that person, they put them on their podcast, and it helped blow their shit up. So that's fine too.
right,
You know, I'm gonna keep doing. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. Some of those same podcasts got way more views, way more streams. But they got all that, and I still, I'm still 160, 170 episodes in, and I'm gonna keep on going. I just needed some time to just chill the fuck out and reposition. There's still other things I want to do with that. I have to go
right,
over and get myself in position to do, and work on. But the work is the work, man. I ain't gonna stop doing it just because, I'm not popular and I'm not famous or nothing like that. I don't really care about being popular. And I don't really care about being famous. I never cared. My light shines bright by itself, and that's all that matters to me. Everywhere I go, people see me. They either they see me or they know me, or they know of me. So I'm good on that. So it's about continuing to work and doing the work. That's it. That's all
right.
that really matters. So we'll be good on that.
For sure.
hmm And I appreciate you guys, you, Agent Smith and Creed, jumping on with me when you guys got the chance and giving me your time because your time is special to you, and it's a privilege and an honor to really be able to sit with you all and you all take the time out with me and do it because you don't have to.
Word.
You don't have to, and it's also lit inspiration in everybody else to do certain things that they're working on as well and help them out.
Right.
hmm
And that's the whole thing, man. It's like ain't nobody twisting nobody arm to get involved. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-mm.
So that's how you
Mm-mm.
know it's legit. You know what I'm saying? It ain't
It
like
was just a ask.
ain't no hostages. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-mm. And going back to what we did in the beginning, this was supposed to happen 10 years ago, I believe. We were supposed to already do this, and it just didn't work because everybody have their own moving parts. Everybody's their own individual. You got kids and a family, you work, and you got music. You got the kids that you mentor to it as well. At the time when it was supposed to happen, I was mentoring kids. I got a job. I'm running around trying to network and do other things to help us out. It was different things going on. You got Agent Smith
Right.
running around doing what he doing. He's working on networks and he's trying to get his beat tapes out there and everything. Things just didn't happen and transpire the way that they were supposed to. But we're here now, and that's all we're gonna do is just make the time to make the best out of the time that we have now. That's all. That's all.
Yep.
I don't really sit down and worry about the monetary side of what I'm doing. I sit down and make sure that I'm enjoying it, that I'm having fun, and this is something that I want to do, and it is, along with doing music. So that's the only thing that actually counts.
Right.
What
And that's
I
really what it's
consider
about,
to
man.
what I consider to be success is all that matters. Not somebody telling me that I need to be making $1 million a month or $1 million a year. That's what you see and desire as success. And on top of that, if that's what you see, let me show me. Show me that you can do that. Show me that you can do that. Because you're gonna have to punch into that machine and you're gonna have to have a bunch of ad runners 24/7 to make sure that you break through. Because they got levels of ads. And that's the whole thing about that. And I ain't gonna get into. But punch that ticket. Show me what it is. Show me that it's something that you can do and you can you reach out and do more than I am. Because some of those guys got backing. Some of those guys got sponsorships and everything like that. Some of those guys know how to
Yeah.
have people put money into what they doing to get the result that they're looking for. So all this
Right.
was done organically. I I did this with with
Facts.
what I got. You know what I'm saying? So we just gonna keep on moving and forging for going forward.
Word.
Yes, sir. Anything
That's
else you want to talk about? Anything else you want to discuss? So we can get off here
not
and
really.
talk some
I
shit.
think we covered a whole lot.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think we
yeah.
covered, and we touched on a few current events, but it kind of went back, wrapped right back around to like just the craft of creating and
Mm-hmm.
being and having integrity. So I think that was dope.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna get on out of here. And as always, remember the mission statement when you're striving for greatness. God never puts you in the driver's seat if it's taken. We done here. Appreciate you, bro.
Yep. So.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.